Welcome to the Dylan Music Show. Unscripted. Welcome to the KurtDylan Music Show Unscripted, and as the name suggests, this show is totally unscripted, thus there is no chance of anything brilliant or interesting coming out of my mouth, not that it usually does. What I'll be doing is I'll be analyzing different items in my CD collection, and depending on what I see, I can talk about them, and see if there's any fun or interesting stories which I can tell to you, the audience listening. Probably not, but anything is possible, so let me continue and look through. Right there, I'm seeing R.E.M. Automatic for the People, and that reminds me of a really funny story, because on the same shelf is Nirvana Nevermind. That reminds me, and I'm sorry if you're sensitive to this, but Kurt Cobain, when they found him dead, he was actually playing an R.E.M. CD, which is kind of, you know, if you're not a fan of R.E.M. and need another reason to despise them, here it is. I mean, I've actually heard people say that R.E.M. is so bad that that's why Kurt Cobain. Maybe I shouldn't tell that. Anyhow, so let me continue and see what I can find. There I have the U2 album War. I like U2. A lot of people don't like U2 anymore, and here's the reason. See, a long time ago there was this Apple update which made it that when you opened iTunes, I think, it had the new U2 album, and apparently a lot of people didn't like it. I mean, I like U2. I think Bono's a pretty nice guy, but I'm not sure. I mean, he donates to a lot of charities, but I'm not sure what's going on with him now. So a lot of people got mad at that, and I'm not sure. I mean, U2 is pretty good, but the reason I like the U2 War album is because you got the whole it's black and white, and so is the movie Battle and Run. It reminds me of that documentary. I really like it because the black and white really adds style, but that's not what I'm talking about concerning this. About this is the kid on the cover who looks really stern, like there's something really interesting happening, or there's something really horrible happening, and you just don't know, you just see his face, and it's not horror, but it's also not delight, so you don't know what to think. Maybe I'm looking too far into it. I probably am. I do that with a lot of things. Anyhow, let me continue. Let's see what I can see. What could it possibly be? I don't know. Anyhow, let me continue. Right there I have my Pearl Jam. I really like Pearl Jam. I found a lot of Pearl Jam a few days ago. And there I have my Green Day collection. I have American Idiot, Green Day Dookie, and Green Day International Super Hits. I don't know, I really like Green Day. Not a lot of people who like Green Day. And Green Day fans are the type of people that when you mention Green Day, they're like, oh yeah, Green Day. Not like the Eagles, which I also have down there. Eagles fans are like, oh, you know Eagles? And they say, yeah, I do. You know, there's a difference in how people react to things. Anyhow, the Eagles have Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2, and the thing about the Eagles is that I have a lot of friends who know Drake and The Weeknd, they know a lot of new popular singers, but they don't know anybody from the past. They don't like them. But I just reminded them of the Eagles, and what happened was I had to, they don't know it by name, they only know the songs or just lyrics. So I had to sing, Welcome to the Hotel California, boom, 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 boom. You know that? And then they remembered who the Eagles were. Not that they remembered, but they at least recognized them due to the lyrics. So yeah, it's kind of weird. People only remember things after they hear them. And right there I have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the album by the Beatles. And I don't know, I really like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. A lot of people say that it's not a really good Beatles album. And here's the thing. When concerning Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, people either love it or they hate it, and I'm closer to loving it. Ba-da-na-na-na. Speaking of which, that reminds me of jingles. You know, jingles for commercials. Like, there are a lot of times where you can't say things without you remembering a jingle that has to go with it. You know, like whenever you say anything is possible, you have to go, oh. And whenever, it's one of those things, one of those little jokes that everybody has between friends when they remember something that everybody knows. It's kind of fun like that. It keeps things fresh. No, it doesn't. Anyhow, I remember almost all the songs from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and I really like it. It's a great album. I recommend it to everybody. I mean, here's what I don't like. The Beatles were a thing of the 60s. It's contained in the 60s. It ended exactly in 1969. Now, a lot of people say that the end of the 60s was the Altamont Free concert, where Meredith Hunter was killed by the Hells Angels in a concert by the Rolling Stones, where I don't know why they hired the Hells Angels to do security, but hey, whatever. Anyhow, so yeah, I think that's the end of the 60s, but I regard the end of the 60s, well, it probably wasn't at the end of the 60s. No, I think the end of the feeling, which was the 60s, the cultural change, was the Beatles splitting up, because they were the voice, they were what everybody looked up to. I mean, everybody said, "Oh, who's your favorite Beatle?" And now that suddenly ended. And the thing is, a lot of people don't think about it, but the Beatles kind of have had a really short run. Yet they made a lot of amazing songs. I mean, McCartney-Lennon writing system was just amazing. They really were amazing. I mean, Paul McCartney once said that if the whole Beatles things just didn't work out, he could just retire to become a songsmith, and it would have gone amazingly because his lyrics are just great. Speaking of which, it's said that they actually gave away a bunch of songs, and they all became really popular to a bunch of different artists. So not only were they amazing, but they didn't hide their success. They gave it to everybody. They were equal opportunity songsmiths, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I have a really good collection there. I have Pearl Jam. I think I already mentioned Pearl Jam. I didn't really go into Pearl Jam. Oh, okay, right there in Pearl Jam, I have the Vitology album. I have the little booklet, and it's filled with great illustrations, a lot of philosophy, and a lot of old-fashioned things. So it's really amazing. I really like my CD collection now. I've reorganized it a bunch of times because I want everything to be amazing. Anyhow, yeah. There's really not much else to talk about, so I think this is a good spot to end. Anyhow, have a good night and rock on.